And starting off, Stuntel doesn't have a sword, so we don't get to start with one. Oh, Zephod having a little bit of issues there, and 10 arrows to start off. And we are going to be moving along into the escape sequence. And the bows start, which is interesting because we start with arrows. Okay, now into the escape sequence we go with the bow. Bow allows us to farm a lot, so we're probably not going to be without bombs unless the drop pools are, or the runners opt to not farm for said bombs. I'm trying to get that audio re-synced up for you guys, by the way. Or maybe it is. No. But, yeah, so bow escape, again, it's honestly, it's probably the easiest start. You just kill everything from a safe distance. You get to farm up bombs if you need. Arrow drops are pretty plentiful. So you can see both these runners are fairly good, being 3 and 1. And yeah. Oh, yeah, these guys just keep dropping bombs for us. Or, sorry, arrows for us, but what we really want to see are those bombs. Big blue balls. And Zelda's cell contains a piece of heart. This sync is actually unreal right now. I don't think I've ever seen two runners execute this, like, similarly in escape. And I think it's actually, like, Zaphod's actual movement is slightly better, but Strumpet is being used in Pumpin', and they're, like, gaining frames here and there. And we are going to be pushing over this door. So yeah, no bombs in the first part. Yeah, it just looks like we're not going to get bombs. There's not really that many drops in each pool. Looks like the 2 prize bats in the start here. Oh, hey, look at that. No, you don't need prize bats if the chest's got them. Okay, and more bombs. That's perfect. A heart and a green rupee. And they both spent roughly equal time farming bombs. Hey, yeah, map and escape. See if Zephod. Zephod was paying attention. Doesn't grab it. So, literally nothing in escape. Green, it looks like there's a pendant. I think it was green on the top of the mountain. And just blue rupees off the tier 2 tree pole. And bombs! Okay, so we just give it, just handed bombs later. Chase him. Get his balls. Oh, I missed what was on the ledge. We'll do a second look, though. Oh, it's nothing. We're good. Okay, piece of heart there. And a shield. Both the runners up to pick it up. Okay. Gonna check the other tree pole, and it is just hearts for the tier 1 tree pole. Green Mario dodging the green dart. Very cleanly, too. ₹300. 3 bombs. Oh, Karina! And a heart. So, not even activating it right away. Yeah, early duck is very good. Gives us very good travel. Speeds up the early game significantly. Lets us check everything very quickly. Reduces our save and quits, which makes our in-game time more accurate. Which is just that like small little thing that makes me a little bit happy. Still not many items though. Very dry start here in Kakariko and Escape. Which is pretty abnormal for this logic. You usually leave with quite a few items, but we are running out of places where these items can be, so we'll see what happens. Okay, both runners getting their duck out of the way. And there's our sword. Level 1 sword in the chicken hut. Feels very good. And we're pretty healthy at this point for the early game. No Dark World access yet, no Adrenaline access yet, although we've already found our first sword, so that is something to keep in mind. By the way, shortly I'll be soon I will be joined by JTB, very good commentator. Yeah, 10 arrows there. Oh, I've commentated for 18 hours solo, so my voice can totally handle it. I'm very good at finding the moments where I should and should not speak. Been doing commentary on and off since I was 18. Still, again, this is just such a dry start. Mini Molder maybe to bail us out from like this very linear beginning. Otherwise, I think I know what kind of seed this is going to be, and it's not exactly anyone's favorite kind. So we'll see in a moment here. There's a bottle. It's in a bottle, okay. And a book. Going to flute to 8. And literacy is interesting, gives us access to desert. We have access to 2 dungeons now, can complete one of them. And there's the hook shot. Oh wow, that opens up a lot. That's Death Mountain. Ooh boy, that changes everything. That opens up the seed a lot. So, linear beginning. Backloaded light world. Very interesting. I haven't seen a backloaded light world like this in a while. But it looks like we're going to hand in our bottle first. Both of our runners are opted to do slightly different things. Okay, okay, we won't miss what was on Uncle, it looks like. Both winners are doing Death Mountain. Sorry, Death Mountain. It's dark because we're in a dark room. But we're not on Dark Death Mountain. Oh. There's an item on the ledge there, and it's the shovel. Gloves were on Sick Kid, interestingly enough. So we'll see. That didn't change anybody's idea. That does open up desert once we find some fire. Will Zaphod go for the bomb jump? He's now. He's going to save and put, which is faster if you can't do the bomb jump or hover. This is one of those times where hover does save time. Jumping down this hole and going the long way does not save time. This is actually a huge time waste. We're going to actually see Strumpetplaya a little bit ahead here. So, yeah, like as you can see here, that walk takes a very long time to finish. And doesn't even like put you in a good spot on Death Mountain. So oh, he does have the love. Wonderful. So both runners did do Sit Kid. Sit Kid just happened to happen during a brief lapse. Oh, and now my comm stream paused because I did something. Chat, help me out. What was in those two? Oh, I'll find out in a moment from Strumpet. Oh, looks like it was just the red moraine. Chat would have freaked out a little bit more there. Just the red moraine. It's going to be able to use it here to hit that switch. Silver arrows. Fantastic. Moon pearl. Even better. And the boots! What? I don't even know what those are. Wow. Boots let us press A and go super fast. Very good. Alan's got a bomb upgrade for us, so we can mark that off of our brains. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see Zaphod. We haven't even seen a save and quit. I don't even think that's crazy. Zaphod is going to go straight into Eastern. Probably gonna check Sastrilla first. We'll see. Yeah, he's not gonna go into Eastern first. Some people will do that. Gonna grab the spin speed here. Go super fast. Jump right into an old man's house. I have mushrooms. So many little places to check. Oh, just a just a small T so far. We'll see if Strumpet's able to do something here. Light source would be great. Since you can't beat the boss without a lamp or a fire rod. Okay, let's say he's gonna leave through the back. So, nothing for either runner out of these dungeons just yet. The split path yielded nothing so far, although Zaphod will get a crystal out of this. So. Grabbing the fairy is a good idea. No, nothing from there. Ooh. Looks like you got the key. Just gotta get through this room. Can be pretty hard. Can't see where he is, and he's through. There's a heart in here if he wants it. He's not going for it. Then he's gotta be careful in the next room. Wow, Titan's mitts. Crazy. Let's focus on the dark room. I missed Titans. Thank you, chat. So we have Dark World access for Strumpet. He's gonna go fill up his bottle with a potion. Okay, so we got... Oh, I saw the two pendants in the southern left, so flippers aren't necessarily required this seed. Zaphod's going to make that break for his Titan's Mitts. Even doing it by tearing up the ground. Looks like he's going straight into the Dark World, just like Strumpet. Strumpet making the pretty common play of just going into Skullwoods, checking the first few chests. Okay, here we go. And a heart, and a red crystal thingy, a rupee. Trying to get that, uh-oh, don't die. Oh, he's not dying. And moving through.
I believe that's a hammer.
It is. It's Zaphod not making the play on Eastern. He is going to take that hammer and be like, hey, I can do all of Thieves Town.
It looks like a pretty exciting match so far.
Yeah. They've actually just kind of been doing the exact same thing. There's like a small point where one went to Desert and one went to Eastern, but literally nothing in either of those dungeons, so didn't matter. Other than the crystal, but with that hammer being so readily available, if the mirror is found, Strumpet will just probably be able to do Pod and Eastern at the same time, which is a pretty common and well sought after play.
Definitely that early hammer, seeing that we're only about 30 minutes in, definitely could imply that we could find something of value in Palace of Darkness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a very, very dry start. Like they got everything kind of around Lake Hylia, and then doing the flute, which was pretty much the only thing at the start there. Literally nothing but the bow and escape. Very strange seed all around. They just kind of dropped a bunch on us about 5 to 10 minutes ago, and now we're here with a bunch of dungeons opened up to us. We need a fire source for a bunch of them. Swamp Palace, interestingly enough, the conundrum of it, do we find the flippers or not? And when do you make that gamble on Ice Palace? Like once you have access to Ice Palace minus flippers, do you take that? Do you check what's in there? Do you possibly skip the flippers entirely?
Where did the flippers end up being? Is that in the
Oh wait, we have the flippers. It must have been in Thieves Town then. So
okay, yeah.
Somehow I missed that.
But I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, making that call between fake flippers into Ice Palace or just actually looking for them. It's always kind of an interesting decision.
I swear I don't see it enough. Every time I start saying that, it's like the flippers have been found just around the same time I mention it. So it's just nice to be able to possibly avoid a dungeon entirely. Skipping progression's always fun. Lamps are the most common. But flippers can every once in a while. Yeah, it was right there.
Third chest right there.
Must have overlooked it with being solo and everything.
So I have to wonder if the mirror shows up pretty soon. Could we see either runner maybe head over to Pendant Swamp as well, since that would be really early swamp access.
Well, and neither runner's even been to Hype Cave yet. They obviously, with the Titans being their first Dark World access, you start here, you do everything here. The only thing I can see, reason why I'd see them not, is they may do the Frog World Tour, take the frog everywhere they can. Who knows?
And there's a Zaphod entering that blind fight with just the Fire Sword. Should be able to make pretty quick work of it, and not have to worry about taking much damage with that red tunic either. There you go. Zaphod getting his second crystal at 31 minutes and has plenty of other locations to check. Can easily do that dark Palace of Darkness, and then like you're saying, you know, we could find that mirror on the way to Hypegate, which could open up Swamp Palace as well. So pretty linear path right now, but could see some divergence coming up very shortly.
Oh yeah, and somebody pointed out we did have a 1-for-1 chest, which is 1-for-1 is a logic where you basically can have an item lock itself and only itself behind a chest. Way back in the day, you could actually have keys lock entire sections of dungeons off if those sections of the dungeons weren't required. But that was very frustrating and annoying as a person trying to figure out what's going on. You can also soft lock pretty easily that way. He's gonna keep digging. Probably wants money for Zora. Digging game, not paying up.
Yeah, I don't really see the kind of picture that Zaphod's trying to make for us. Not very good at these picture games. Can you venture a guess of what he's trying to draw out?
I actually can't. If he is trying to draw something and not just using his digs for money. What?
Did he find the prize there? Was it that red?
Yeah,
rupee?
it was a piece of heart.
Oh, I must have turned away looking at the blind fight that Strumpet's in, which he just completed pretty handily.
Yeah, for runners at this level, generally blind isn't much of an issue at all.
It's like the blacksmith as the frog gonna get those that jogging in since Zaphod does have the boots.
5-bomb upgrade. Now we'll see how far he takes this frog, if he's going to go all the way around the world or not.
Yeah, I could definitely see. Have the runners activated their flute just yet?
Yeah. Oh, that was like one of the first times they got it in. It was like the only item in Paprika.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I could see them turn in that frog very early with that quick access. There's a Bombo, so there's that ice palace you were talking about.
Wow, interesting. It's already open. And other than the Bombos, nothing else in Hype Cave here.
The Palace and Ice Palace. Palace of Darkness and Ice Palace available right now. Don't think we'll see the Ice Palace just yet, though, because of the fighter sword only.
Yeah, but it's still quite interesting. 2 dungeons already open.
And that would technically be the play in logic too, since you can't complete pod. At least without the lamp. I'm sure they can complete it still.
Enter and Meyer is a thing as well.
Oh, that is very true.
We don't know yet, but it could be a thing. I was gonna say it's more accurate.
33% chance.
Yeah.
So wow, interesting to see these late game dungeons opened up very early on. What's next? We find King, Fire Rod, and Ice Rod very soon. Maybe.
Money on the pyramid. Zaphod, after farming all that money, doesn't pick up the 50, which he has enough for Zora, but not enough to do Zora and paying Kiki for his services.
I like this play. Instead of going straight to pod, obviously go up to Catfish, probably save and quit up here, and then turn in the frog and then just fly over to 5 and do pod from there.
Probably also maybe to the chest, just because you can save and quit around too. And there's nothing on Catfish today. Will both of our runners decide to do this? No, Strumpet is not a fan of the Catfish without mirror.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Especially, if you don't have the rupees either, just finding the mirror is not going to be not going to be able to get you whatever that Zora item is.
Taking the hint. Hey, I got these boots and I got this fancy infinity gauntlet. Gotta open up this tomb here. Nope, nothing. He took the Tin's heart.
I mean, that could be one of the soul stones for that infinity gauntlet that he's holding.
Who knows?
Or the infinity stones, I mean.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Jake TB.
Oh no. I think we're getting into territory that could be
it's just memes.
Controversial. Anyways, Strumpet kind of maybe making that.
Well, is Strumpet actually? No, he's probably doing Zora. Wait, no, he doesn't have money.
Oh, wait, we'll see. I really hope he does make this play.
Me too.
There's the fire rod. Did we see that earlier?
No, actually, this is our first sighting of that. Interesting.
So, fire rod locked behind the mirror. So at least, well, that could have Turok still kind of in play if Mirror ends up being in the first couple chests. Why the island is not on fire? It's a very good question. You see, physics in the Zelda universe are very strange.
They are.
You can have a rod that emanates fire just chilling in the grass there right next to a bush without actually spreading, any kind of fire at all.
Well, I think it's just supposed to be a rod of, like, magic. What if the mirror is an ice? How annoying is that?
Oh. Especially, I mean, yeah, definitely going to ice with just Fire Sword. I mean, I'm fine with the 3 bottles and also having the hammer, too. But I at least want to find Master Sword.
Oh, you know what? Strumpet spent money on potions, I think that's why he's so far behind money-wise. So this could be bad if something's on Zora and Sapphire checks it. Because you never know when you're going to find your money. Like, there's a lot of money. Oh, hey, Quake! Go, Strumpet, go. So again, yeah, he's going to make this walk, but... Oh, Sapphire, we're going to get to know right away.
I have to wonder, will they go over to the Mire area right after this? Despite Mire being that pendant, having possibly that early Quake available, and if it is Quake as well to get in, that'd be interesting to see if they do decide to make that dive into there. Or we can see the Turtle Rock checked as well. Oh no, he's just dipping out. Wanted that heart refill. Nice convenient location to do so. But we could suggest entering either Mire or Ice Palace, which it looks like is going to be at least the Mire area checked first. And possibly a dip if he is at full health. I apologize. I meant that he might check the T-Rock medallion, not necessarily go into T-Rock itself.
Can't actually go in. But can check everything else in Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, definitely.
That's where he's going.
Good reason. So, did he see what was on Mire?
I don't know. He might not care. But,
I mean, I feel like it's good information to have regardless.
You could also go into it if it's not Ether, and that's... Sometimes you just gotta check these places. If there's so much open, they have to make it. They have to fire off one of these. Well, it's the only one that they can, in theory, finish. Logically, they can only... Oh!
Is this it? I think this is it.
This is the one dungeon you can complete logically.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. At 41 minutes, Strumpetplaya is going to enter Fighter Sword Ice Palace with bombs.
Yeah, and you gotta make a choice eventually.
Meanwhile, Zappa looks like he's going to Hera without a fire source.
Well, he also has the butts. Might be wanting to check ether. Yep. Like you can't get those fast seeds without making some plays on some dungeons, especially when the overworld's being this stingy.
Yeah, you don't want to put it off and then find all your progression listening in that dungeon itself. So I definitely can commend this play, you know, especially having the hook shot. You can at least, you know, clear out most of the enemies in this dungeon with relative ease.
Yay, hook shot. Now, really, just the boss itself can be a little bit tricky, but if he has some potions, then he should be fine.
Oh, and there's the lamp.
Wow!
Also finding the small key too in that first location. What a convenient place to find your fire source.
Self-lock-in dungeon. What if mirror's up in the top?
Wow, how long are you gonna take to get up there if you don't have a fire source and you're trying to find a mirror for that fire rod?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like crazy.
Strumpet trying looks like he's setting up to do that bomb jump. Definitely not having the Kina Samaria. A really good choice to do so because you don't want to have to gamble on the logic requiring Kina Samaria to come in here.
Exactly. I hate this room so much.
Yeah, this room
I don't know
is
how people do
really
it.
tricky on movement. Yeah, exactly. Like the theory task has some really incredible movement through there, and I'm just like, I'm hitting spikes nonstop.
If you don't know what the theory task is, you should watch it. Like, even if you don't like I know there are some random viewers don't like speedruns. Oh man, I don't know how you can't not like the theory task. It's exclamation mark God Splice in chat. Just we got Helposaur in here.
I didn't know there's a command for it actually. That's really incredible.
Yeah.
But,
and that is one of the coolest looking things. It's Link to the Past wise. Super neat. You should watch it after this race, actually. Go to bed watching it.
There it is, the God Spy Bunny.
Yep.
Great way to improve your rando play too, as it shows a lot of really quick ways to get through rooms.
Now, don't try all of them. Some of them are just straight up not viable. Well, these guys are looking for items.
The reason why we talk about it right now, because not really much being done right now in either dungeon. After that lamp pickup by Zaphod, Hera's kind of dried up a bit. But Strumpet's in that one pretty dense spot for chests, so hopefully we find some progression here.
No, nothing yet. If Cold Stare's dotted, that's another rough. Like that lamp being there, if the lamp, quote unquote, blocks mirror, this seems pretty brutal. If Hera itself is blocked, no, he's using hammer strats. Not as hard as it looks, but it is the hardest way to fight this guy if you're not used to it. Trick to Moldorm is only his head is a hitbox. The rest of his body doesn't actually hurt you. Still nothing.
Took a while to. Oh, there's our
hey.
Which
we can do Spike Cave, but we're gonna probably want to do Dark Death Mountain first. So
could do Spike Cave, then possibly just save and quit.
We could do that too.
But then he does have Spiral Cave as well. He would have to go back for. So maybe about that. It's kind of a weird routing spot right there.
Yeah, Death Mountain without mirror is actually very weird. It was mentioned in the just for this match. Somebody was talking about this in the tournament Discord. It can be pretty weird routed here.
Well, you know this won't be mirror. Yeah, it's just a 5-bomb upgrade, and we're gonna get that Turtle Rock and hopefully opened up right here. If it is not ether.
Oh, and we have it. Oh man, if we find Samaria up here, I always like to do this little quick peek. Sudden flashbacks to my run earlier. Oh no.
Yeah, my race too this week had mirror hiding in the second chest, which led to the fire rod. So definitely, I'm with you on that.
Oh, I'm just flashed back into like getting Canis Amari here, being one item for go mode, and being like, nah, I'll go do dungeons. I'll go do crystals. Oh, rip sub 130.
So Zaphod actually left behind a spiral cave, maybe banking on either finding the mirror here, or a chance that he could find Canis Moria and not have to worry about saving and quitting to get back over to Torwalk to open it up. So kind of a cool play that I can understand the decision making behind. Picks up a nice little half magic. That will help if he finds the mirror before having to go to Ice Palace and having that half magic fire rod for Cold Stare, which Strumpet is actually about to enter. Looks like we gotta get that Spike Cave check. So yeah. Spiral Cave is the only thing that's left behind, and hopefully there isn't anything there, because that can be a while before you head back there. I think he's actually setting up to go back. Wait, no, it doesn't make sense. It's not a mirror.
No, yeah, he doesn't have a mirror. What if he finds mirror?
Oh my god. I think I'd rather just save and quit at that point.
Yeah.
But could just be trying to avoid having to lag the game a bit with King of Berna.
I don't think King of Berna lags the game here. Well, he does that when there are other things on the screen. No, nothing. Let's see where he goes from here. We have Strumpet, though, trying to fight these guys. He's in red mail, so it's not too terrible. But Ice really just didn't have anything, so I don't know which button you... Oh, he's going right back up to Spiral Cave. Interesting. Nope, he's flew in. Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Hammer Cold Stare, not a very easy fight. You can take a lot of damage, and there's that hit. Does he have a fairy? I don't know. Yes, he does. Thank goodness.
Does. Wonderful. Must have had a fairy earlier.
So here we go. Zaphod going into Desert Palace. Great decision after finding that lamp in Hera, as opposed to this very dense Palace of Darkness. So it is a crystal as well, so you might as well just knock it out right now. There we go. There's that second crystal for Strumpet. Honestly, I think not having anything in Ice Palace gives Zaphod a pretty big advantage, because if he puts it off as long as he can, he'll probably be able to just go mode Ice Palace and breeze right through it.
Yeah. It's gonna... Well, unless the 5/6 is needed, but with it being Total Rock, I just don't see anything that it could be. Yeah, it actually can't be anything.
Yeah, I mean...
well, I guess it could be Mirror. Wow, that would be...
No, it can't be, because you have to get Mirror for Fire Rod.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so,
yeah.
I mean, maybe... I really don't know. I think that means there's nothing else. I mean, Pedream should be dead as well. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, Pedream's super alive.
Wait. Yeah, you're right. It could be Ice Rod, maybe.
Well, no, it's not. Pedream is never actually super alive. It's only 2%. You're a hopeless streamer. Why is... Oh, Shovel wants to do Eastern, then do... Right, he hasn't beat the Eastern, so he's doing Eastern then.
I think a lot of runners forget that you can actually use the boots there to destroy the back of Sashala's hut. Especially nice with the 2 pots right there. You can use them to block your knockback. But you know, kind of the more common strat obviously is that bomb, so it's pretty easy to just go into muscle memory and do that. Obviously it's not terribly faster, but it's kind of cool when you see runners remember that, being able to think on the fly, and not just succumb to, you know, doing the same strats over and over when there is, you know, a faster method, even though it's very kind of uncommon. But yeah, here we go. Zaphod's going to be entering his Lamos fight as Strumpet heads into Eastern Palace. I don't know if there was anything in Eastern. I don't believe so. By the way, I'm GTB. I came in kind of late into this race, but from looking at the items and what I've known so far, I think it is just a crystal in here. As Zaphod makes really quick work of those Lamos with those silver arrows, picks up a nice blue rupee for his troubles, but the bigger prize is that third crystal for him. Alright, so definitely all the excitement right now on Zaphod's side as Strumpet goes to an area that we're already kind of acquainted with. Does he decide to maybe go into Palace of Darkness? Does he go into Ice Palace first? I'm going to gamble that he'll probably head into Palace of Darkness before heading into Ice Palace. You definitely want to be able to go mode Ice Palace if possible, and we already know that is possible if he does put it off until the end. So hopefully, you know, all these T-Rock required items show up pretty soon.
Nothing new. Zaphod gonna meet the Mire?
This is what we wanted to see earlier.
Yeah.
But does he check the medallion? I think Zaphod is experienced enough to go ahead and do that. And there it is, a Quake on Mire.
I'd go in. It's a pendant.
It is a pendant.
But
there's Ice Palace and Pod. Yeah, I think he's making the smarter play.
I think so too.
I mean, at least until Ice and Pod are completed. It's a good idea to not have to waste time on Mire. But there is a good chance that something will be in there, given how early access they had to it. We'll just have to wait until later on to find out. Yeah, Pod, people will... Oh, whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! We were right!
Whoa!
I called it, sort of.
Whoa!
Whoa! It's too late in the evening for something like that.
All right.
Wow.
For those watching audio only, we picked up a mirror from Green Pendant, turning on Sahashala, which was found in the Hera. So that means you're not going to have a fire source before you enter Tower of Hera, which is a pendant dungeon. How long will it take to get to Hera at that point?
Yeah, fire. Like
how?
Self lock in Hera. Hera inside of Hera is everything you need to get up to Hera. That's
holy heck.
That's mean. He's jumping right into Ice Palace.
Yeah, he go for it.
I like it. This is good.
Zaphod is in a very incredible position right now. Strumpet needs to make it up to Hera ASAP, which he may actually end up doing after this. Whether or not he clears it is another question, though. But wow, what a turn of events.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. Somebody asked how people play this. The majority, I would say, a shrinking majority of players play Randomizer on emulator. But with more and more people taking this game and this Randomizer seriously, a lot of people are picking up things like the Super NT, modding their SNES Classics, modding their Wiis, etc. to be able to play this. Any of those are fine. If the emulator or whatever that you're using is not fine for Randomizer, the Randomizer is actually programmed to basically tell you no, and the ROM won't load. So.
Yeah, one kind of nice advantage of playing on console is that a lot less input lag, so things like hovering are a lot simpler to do on hardware as opposed to the emulator. I know personally I'm also looking to make that change to SP2 NES.
Yep.
But you can tell, yeah, Zaphod's obviously using an emulator by the inputs that you see. But yeah, Strumpet, it looks like, yeah, heading up to Death Mountain now.
He might go to Hera. Oh no, he's stuck inside the dead rock. This is very rare.
I've never actually been stuck inside of him.
Yep, I've seen that before.
I could see him clearing Hera. Honestly, it's such a very quick clear, despite it being a pendant, and it's always a safe play to make. But yeah, obviously he's going to kind of do the same route that Zaphod did, as Zaphod makes pretty quick work of Ice Palace using that half magic fire rock.
Okay. So, Strumpet going into Dark World, so I don't think he's going to go to Hera. This is so awkward. Now, we know that Zaphod's basically just, like, twiddling his thumbs right now.
Yeah, I wonder, have we found all the items in Skull Woods yet? If we know that. But we have found all the items in Skull Woods, so I'm thinking that, you know, Meyer definitely probably holding, you know, either Ice Rod out or more likely Kina Samaria. But that's just assuming that Skullwoods items have all been found, which I don't know since I here kind of late seed. Strumpet making that saving quit, so is not going to head into the Mire, or sorry, into the Tower of Hera, obviously, which you can do, but also going to avoid Spike Cave, which, as we know, is not holding anything. But he's going to be running out of locations very fast. Could be forced to dip into Mire before finding the fire rod, or sorry, the mirror, which will lead to the fire rod. So we could see a look into there very soon.
Mm-hmm. Strumpet plays, looks like hasn't gone to his, pyramid ledge, so probably going up there into Catfish.
Yeah, one kind of bad thing of not doing it early on from Hype Cave is that you have to, you know, take some time to get back into the Dark World. Whereas, you know, if you're just going to Pod, you can just flute over there. So, not the most efficient routing, but at least he is knocking it out of the way because, you know, he's going to run out of locations pretty soon. And honestly, he's probably not going to find that lamp until much later into the seed. So those that are asking in chat, so Tower of Hera is a pendant dungeon. The second location in Tower of Hera holds the lamp. The first one has that small key to go to the basement, which leads to pendant being picked up from Moldorm, which pendant leads to Turnus the Hashala and the mirror in turn. So pretty gross turn of events. Definitely obviously within logic, just not one you generally want to see because you don't like to go into Hera unless you have that fire source itself. So really huge play that Zaphon made to go ahead and full clear Hera. That Strumpet is actually ignoring and probably is going to take quite a long time to actually find. One nice thing though is that if Strumpet is forced into Misery Mire and possibly either finds the cane or stuff that's going to be required for Turtle Rock, and Zaphod does a lot of overworld checks, Strumpet could possibly go mode a couple dungeons that Zaphod wouldn't be able to. But here we can probably see both runners go right into Palace of Darkness. We haven't checked there just yet. So good chance of progression in here. Actually, Zaphod gonna head into Skull Woods first with that fire rod. Probably just looking to clear out what dungeons he can as quickly as he can without trying to pretty much put off Palace of Darkness as long as he can.
Strumpet doing what best play he could probably do right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with where he's at in the sea. This is the logical place to go. It is a crystal. You can clear it without the lamp. Well, I'm assuming he's skilled enough to do so.
Yeah.
So he
3
might as
and
well
1.
just do it. Surprised Zaphod hasn't actually headed over to Palace of Darkness just yet, too. You do have the mirror to make it extremely fast dungeon. And I actually never knew you can actually hookshot over those spikes to that block. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to be going off, that we haven't seen anything in Skull Woods. I haven't seen anything in Skull Woods yet since I missed that part.
No, we saw one. There's one item. One item is locked for sure. Don't remember.
So we saw the first item was some bombs.
Yeah.
So second item is available. Just a matter of figuring out where it's at with that fire rod.
I feel like clip was just passed on to me for one of the offline races. The uncle said, "Boots, let's seed until boots." The runner said, "Oh, I hope that there's boots." And then boots was in the uncle chest. It was in the first chest. So that just happened off screen.
Wow.
Yep. Great clip.
Why always do that? In your bio, you want to put the item you want to find early on and just hope that, Randomizer COD is listening.
Zaphod, you disrespected Stuck Mummy.
How dare you?
You keep Stuck Mummy where he is if it happens. For people who don't know, Stuck Mummy is that one mummy on the left in this Gibdo room. If the gods are so gracious, he will just kind of walk on that wall. Zaphod, obviously terrified that he would break loose and try and kill him, hit him with the boomerang. Disrespected Stuck Mummy. So I had to point that out. If that mummy is stuck on that corner, he can't escape. He's a very sad mummy.
Hey man, we're 3-1 in the bracket. Anything goes, even disrespecting Stuck Mummy.
He's an NMG. He is like an NMG meme, where he's like, because that room is very difficult in NMG. You don't have Fire Rod, you don't have Sillers, you have access to Boomerang, but you really don't want to menu to it because you're on Mirror right now, and you want to stay on Mirror. It's just a bother. So that room is quite annoying, and the mummies are pretty random. So.
Well, next time I see Stuck Mummy, I'm pulling out Bombos and going for the ultimate disrespect. But Zaphod heading to that lots of the fight does have the half magic fire rod, but not really getting a lot of good positioning, fortunately. I have to burn out the. Oh,
never mind.
Gets on the last hit. I thought we were gonna see some hammer shots, but does find that second item, just that heart piece. So do we see a pedestal check possibly right here?
I don't see why
ice
not.
Rod.
It can only be the ice rod, so you may as well chat.
And if it is the ice rod, then Zaphod's already in a great position having that green pennant already. Yep, here we go. Get your Ped is alive and Ped is dead. Emote's ready.
I mean, if it is, then you get to Domo. Well, you have to find. Oh yeah, no. It changes what your Domo is, which is it becomes Samaria. So.
Unfortunately.
And Ice Rod.
It's like my sub ran out. It's a speed gaming, so I can't spam my Ped is dead emote.
Oh no.
Renew that after this race. Meanwhile, Palace of Darkness don't really have anything just yet. I do think something is going to show up though with how early we had that access available. And I can't... What is Strumpet actually doing right here?
Hey, was that
dark room?
Was that a sword? I saw blue. Now I'm confused. Was that Master Sword?
Let me check the stream. I was actually looking in the dark room, and it looks like it is a blue ruby.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, here's this first item from the dark room, just a piece of heart. I believe we do have the big key already, so this should be another item in this next chest. Oh, there's our net in the graveyard ledge cave. Zaphod actually opted to skip it. And I don't see what he just got. It had to be rupees, I believe. Let me actually check the restream. I can't tell what he just got. Yeah, it had to be probably like a capacity upgrade, because I didn't see any extra items, and he already had both dungeon items too, so probably just looks like some junk. Always hard to tell without that lamp. But here we go, Strumpet heading back up to Death Mountain, hopefully going to be entering Tower of Hera. Finding that lamp, getting that green pendant, and getting his mirror very shortly. Zaphod gonna go into Palace of Darkness. Gonna be able to full clear it within logic as well. Also, Strumpet probably not very confident with that dark room with the turtles. Obviously, not having the fire rod does make it a little bit more difficult to do completely in the dark. But Zaphod obviously will not have that trouble having both the fire rod and the lamp. And there we go, Strumpet heading into Tower of Hera, but it's really a matter of... No, I think, yeah, he's gonna most likely full clear this. There's no way you just pick up the lamp and say, I'm gonna get out of here. probably gonna kick himself a little bit for finding that lamp. But yeah, here we go. He's gonna... Wait. Come on, go to the basement, please.
No, don't. Oh no, he's leaving.
He's
oh
leaving
no!
just the lamp. No.
Oh shoot! This is bad.
Oh no, he's got the flute out. Where is he going? To desert?
No, he's gonna go finish up pod.
He's going back to pod. Oh no.
Oh no. Well then.
You have to... Oh man.
Oh man, this is...
It's just... I can't really fault him for that. You have, you know, desert open, now can finish Palace of Darkness. But it's always such a scary gamble to make that, you know, possibly there isn't anything else in Hera, you know, after having to do the basement. And, you know, from our end, we can say, yeah, that's the bad play, but, you know, not being in the runner's shoes, not knowing kind of their tendencies and, you know, the routing decisions they make, for all we know, he could be making the correct decision from his mind. So can't really, you know, fault him on that mean. Here's Strumpet gonna head into the Helmasaur King fight very soon. Now with that lamp, gonna see that turtle room. Oh, we can finally see what this last item was in the dark room, since Zephyr does have that lamp too. Oh, it was the big key. Okay, I thought they had already picked up the big key, so I did not recognize that.
Yeah, big key is also invisible, so you can never see it mid-thing.
Zaphod, using that mirror. Get back to the entrance very fast. Strumpet forgetting, wait, I don't have the hammer out. I can't use the hookshot on these turtles. But yeah, this room is very difficult to do with no lamp or fire rod. Turtles are just, they are relentless and chasing you down, so I know I've died quite a number of times trying to do this, and you definitely understand wanting to leave until you have some sort of fire source. Here we go. Helmasaur King fight gonna start with Silver. It's gonna be a very fast fight for both our runners. The one benefit that Strumpet has is that he cannot enter Swamp Palace without the mirror. And if Swamp has something, especially the Cane of Samaria, needed for Turtle Rock, then he will run out of locations pretty fast and probably be forced back to Hera. But if we do find the Cane of Samaria in another location, such as Mire, and you go into, and maybe like Ice Palace has... Or sorry, not Ice Palace. Swamp Palace has the Ice Rod. That's be very, very bad situation for Strumpet to be in.
I'm thinking that we're gonna find Kane soon. and you know, Solar's going to be. Yeah, Solar's makes the second part of this boss fight very quick. First fight can't really speed up. Okay, so with Pod down, that is the only crystal left is Turtle Rock. Zaphod is very good. Like I said earlier, Zaphod underrated. He started I think like bottom of the qualifiers, and that's not a shot at him. That's just the fact. In the sprint, he was bottom of the qualifiers. And ended up getting into the brackets for the fall tournament secondary. Then did really well in the Keysanity. He honestly has been growing. Like it's really interesting to watch him like do this very steady growth.
Yeah, I know. Seeing that this match was available, despite not actually being home in time for the start of it, I did want to go ahead and be able to watch it. So it's kind of glad that there was an opportunity to be able to commentate it as well. So yeah, Zaphod now heading into these mirror checks, you know, Cave 45, Purple Chest, into Bombo's Tablet, trying to find that red cane to avoid Swamp and Mire. But I think if we don't find either, probably going to head into Swamp from that Bombo's Tablet. So first check down, nothing in Cave 45 even. Next location will be that purple chest, as Strumpet also on his end takes out the Lamels using that silver arrow, those silver arrows. Nets his 5th crystal, but he's kind of run into a bit of a roadblock now because he needs the fire rod.
He needs the fire rod, he needs that mirror. There isn't really that much else, like I said, they can do. We have Swamp Palace. I wonder, is he going to pick Swamp Palace? Oh, hey!
Oh, that is a progression item we needed too.
That's a thing. Well, I mean,
sword.
we were going to get it eventually. We're still looking for a bunch, so.
Yeah.
If you don't find it, it's like, man.
You wait until right before Ganon to look for your sword, so it's kind of convenient to get it right now. So nothing on the overworld with that mirror. So Swamp Palace looks like is the next play. Meanwhile, Strumpet gonna do the mirrorless strat to get knock out these Hermit Pegs as well as the purple chest too, which isn't gonna lead to anything, unfortunately. So I'll be kind of interested in the post-game interview and talking about that Hera.
Yeah.
Usually it's a good rule of thumb that if you're not in go mode and you're presented with an early pendant dungeon, you almost always want to be able to just go ahead and clear it out. Really applies for, you know, things like Hera, Skullwoods, Thieves Sound, things that are opened up without a lot of items needed. Here we go. There's that Swamp Palace, Pendant Swamp Palace even. You can tell by the music, you can't already know. It's a little bit different.
If it hasn't a really frustratingly annoying violin in the background, you are in a crystal. And now, for as long... Sorry, go ahead.
Strumpet. I like this. We're going to see Zaphod doing Swamp, and Strumpet's going to head into Mire.
Is that just him up to Ether? Please. Wait, no. We know what he's on Ether.
It is Quake, yeah. Wait, is he... He's going up to Zora. We haven't... I don't think...
No, because he doesn't have money at all.
Yeah, so. He had like 100 rupees last time.
And I mean, he's probably thinking, okay, if it is Hera, oh man, this match is over anyway.
Fortunately, you know, because we're at 3-1 right now, it's okay to make these mistakes because you still have a shot at bracket with 2 additional wins, and you know these kind of errors do really stick in your mind for a long time, and you don't generally make that same mistake again. So there we go, giving a bomb and 500 rupees to Zora with a little bit of luck. He's not very happy. He's just gonna give him 20 rupees back. Big old scam. I really want to see that. There it is. There's that Meyer play. So we get to see which of the pendant dungeons does hold the items required for Turtle Rock. Obviously not the Fire Rod, but if it's the cane, then that'll be good for... Actually, I don't know if that'll be good, because we don't know if it's going to be Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, especially if it's in Mimic Cave.
Oh, by the way, he is getting hit by this bird.
Yeah, there it is, the delayed hit animation. Fortunately, Quake does not work on flying type Pokemon. It does miss them completely, so use a little bit of that cross game knowledge to improve your Zelda play. Zavod making the smart choice to go ahead and go left side with 2 items still missing for go mode, as well as the big key. Let's pick it up right there. And we have a Kina Samaria.
Wow. I mean, that's the one you wanted to see second, because you know the way that ISO works. So now he's got to make this decision on. He's gonna probably, let's say he's gonna choose to finish this dungeon and not skip out. Does he go to Meyer or does he go to Turtle Rock and gamble that it's a Turtle Rock? That's the real big question here.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard call. You know, there's a Temper Sword too. Wow. Has the flute actually led to anything yet? If not, maybe Meyer has progression, which we haven't seen in this area as of yet. I don't even think we've seen a checkboard cave either. But if flute has led to something, there's a good chance probably Ice Rod will be in Turtle Rock, or Mimic Cave even. Oh, flute was our... Okay, that does make sense. So yeah, I think in that kind of case, if flute was our Death Mountain access, 100% going to Turtle Rock. I do agree though with clearing out Swamp, especially after Hera holding, you know, Pendant Hera holding the item off the pendant turn in. You know, there is that chance that, you know, same thing could happen with Argus holding something too. Pedestal has been checked, and the Ped Dream is unfortunately dead, as there are just 3 bombs on the pedestal. So Ice Rod will be somewhere found in the very near future, most likely by Zaphod. But if it ends up being in Meyer, possibly on Argus with Kane, or not, yeah, sorry, on Vitreous with Kane being in Bandit Swamp, that could be a pretty a gross chain to have to follow.
Yep.
And Argus just giving us that blue, I'm sorry, the red big 20 right there.
Hey, now. Looks
Yep,
like, yeah, he's
yours
gonna make the
is.
play. Yeah.
Definitely a right decision. And
Oh,
even if
for
you
sure.
don't have it, that's a whole heck of a lot of items in Turtle Rock, as opposed to Pendant Mire. So
Exactly.
I agree with it.
Maybe if you didn't have the book and you didn't know it was on pedestal, with the way that the seed is going, you just complete it and you blind pull. But that's oh no,
man.
Right inside the door.
Dead Rock just like not really being favorable to Zaphod in particular.
Okay, so Ice Rod. So Vinny has the last item, so that's awkward. Oh, and Strumpet is going back up.
Hopefully going to Hera.
The most delayed heartbreak.
Gotta wait for that platform to show up first. I know I've had that happen plenty of times. And then missing the hook shot too. Also happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be down there.
Does get that tile, or sorry, get on that switch block thing. I don't know what to exactly call it, but manages to get on it just in time to take a little breather here and think about what his next move should be. Should this not play out for him, which we know it will.
I actually forgot what these are called. They do have a name though, a fancy one. That's the bid key.
So fortunately, Strumpet will find his mirror before having to take the gamble on going to Turtle Rock without the mirror. Thankfully, kind of a saving grace for him, but still, he's not, going ahead and full clearing that Hera early on gave Zaphod a huge chance, gave Zaphod a huge advantage over Strumpet.
Yeah, Strumpet could have hit that with a bow. Probably doesn't know that, or is very frustrated.
Yeah, despite being just off screen, you can hit it. I know I've actually fallen for that before, not knowing you could hit it with a bow.
Yeah, bow and fire rod can hit it. Nothing. None of the other projectiles can, because they don't work off screen. You might be able to hit it with the boomerang if you do the weird thing where you go in the menu as it's about to leave the screen. You can actually cause the boomerang to fly off screen for a while.
Alright, there's a Mimic Cave check. We are kind of beginning to run out of locations that the Ice Rock could be at as far as up here. So,
yeah. All things considered, though, this seems oh no!
This is definitely not a time you want to find fetch quest items.
I was just about to say, all things considered, this seems to be pretty fast, but...
Just a few chests left for Zaphod for that ice rod to be in here. Definitely Turok and Meyer are among the highest locations according to the distribution document that the ice rod can be in, but you know it doesn't mean that it can't be in other locations either. It's all about how these seeds end up turning out with how where the items end up showing up. So powder or magic bat, it's not really a location you want to have to find the ice rod. Strumpet gonna pick up his green pendant, hopefully heads right over to Sasha to turn it in. And I would expect him to give maybe like a bomb or two to Sasha should happen.
Hey!
Hey, we are in go mode for Zaphod. Thank goodness that powder was not required, or vitreous even. Just to give a heads up, we're not starting the game just yet. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but once we do finish this, we'll start that Ganon Tower Big Key game, and not a second sooner. But if you do want to participate, since it's gonna be a very short walk from Turok to Ganon's Tower, you do need to be either a sub or a 250-bit donator to one of the Speed Gaming channels to get at least saved to the leaderboard. Like I said, we're not starting the game just yet. Once we get that final crystal from Phrynex, we will. But in case you want to have a little bit more time to get on that leaderboard, should you guess right, now is probably the good time to do it. But yeah, Tempered Sword, Phrynex, extremely fast fight, right? As you can see. And that means we have, in just a second, oh, there's the Rage Slashes on Sahashala as Strumpet gets his mirror, and Zaphod picks up his 7th crystal.
Yeah, this, I mean, again, completed, full cleared like every dungeon except for Meyer, and most of the overworld, 134, very, very good time.
But yeah, okay, so we're opening up the game. It's going to be very short, since it's a very short walk over to Ganon's Tower. Get your guesses in for where that Ganon's Tower Mickey is going to be. We'll close it up once we get inside Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, Strumpet gonna have to basically go back through all these decisions that have already been made.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a while. It does make this, obviously, no to pick up the Fire Rod right away, but he's got to finish Skullwood, Swamp Palace, and Turok before he can actually get to where Zaphod's at.
I mean, let me say Evil Seed. I mean, if you enter and then abandon a dungeon, that's just kind of what happens in Randomizer. It's very rarely the right choice to do that, although sometimes you see it pay off greatly. There's 3. In this case, did not pay off for him to skip that pendant dungeon.
Fortunately, we did not see a small key in that first room, so if he decides to go to right side, it will be right after this. But hey, that's a butter sword that we're gonna find. Definitely a welcome find. Helps with the gauntlet a bit. And he looks like he's gonna continue on the left side after checking chests 4 through 7. Meanwhile, Strumpet headed straight over to Mothula. Got with that new Fire Rod. Zappa picks up chest number 8. Gets that red rupee. Not going to need it though at this point. Ooh, very nice boomerang into the hook shot there. A little bit tricky to get because you can't have the boomerang miss the switch. You can see that he does have that energy practice to pull that off. That's chest number 9, I believe, right? Got the 3 through 7 in the Stalfos room. 8, 9, so this should be 10 through 13. A lot of rupees, and there's our ether. Well, my guess is certainly gone at this point. Nice. I thought taking that hit to get over the teleport. Kind of a cool use of mechanics. Strumpet also finishes his Moth of the Fight. Gonna pick up his 6th crystal, but it's gonna be a while before he finds that red cane, unfortunately. Chest number 14, Bob chest, just holding that art piece, I think it was. Oh, sorry, heart container. Very close to that vanilla big key location here in chest number 14. Sorry, 15, 16, and 17. So right side, it's like has our big key somewhere. 1 in 5 chance of tile room being that big key location. Strumpet looks like he is also heading over to Swamp Palace, so he'll be finding his red cane very shortly, assuming he goes left side, which I hope he does. I think after making the gamble to skip Hera for as long as he did, he's probably not looking to make any more gambles.
Right.
We'll clear everything.
Also, there's a big key that gives you an extra sword, so that's very nice.
That's if he decides to stay, though, in Swamp Palace. So that's 17, 18, or sorry, 18, 19, 20 appears to be our Vicky, if I'm correct, right?
You're correct, yep.
So Dark Magician route would have paid off a little bit there, but Zaphod really, it would take a lot right now for Zaphod to actually lose this race. Congrats, Lana, being the correctly guessing that 20 location. So between having silvers, half magic fire rod, and butter sword, this is going to be a very fast gauntlet for Zaphod and a very clean way to end this race.
Yeah. Just being able to clear right through escape. It's not going to take too much with this current equipment, health, and items.
Zaphod taking that fall there to be able to dash through all the enemies. And then enters that gauntlet. Zaphos being a little bit of a pain, but does get that nice silver arrow into him. Oh, we're going to see some medallion strats. I like these.
She's not even bothering. Doesn't even want to do it. Ether clears these out real nice. That Stalfos room is awful sometimes.
Especially if you have like full hearts. It's always a chance that despite actually being close enough to hit the Stalfos of your sword, the game just reads it as a sword being hit, and then obviously doesn't kill him.
Because they bounce into the sword beam that's already extended out and doesn't get hit by the hilt. It's dumb.
Like, are you serious? This really just happened. So
he went and cleaved into that Zazit at full speed.
He's like, hey, I want this win to go 4-1. All I have to do is kill this Zazik as quickly as I can. Fortunately, Lamels will not go as smoothly. The Medusa shooting the fireballs throws off kind of the positioning of the silver arrows compared to your first Lamels fight. But still managed to get that 3 cycle.
And does see the stealth cane room, or sorry, the whiz cane room? Oh, doesn't turn fast enough. Gets the 3, but has to wait for the cycle there. Pretty hard room to actually get down. Looks easier than it actually is. Okay. But yeah, so Moldorm 2, very much a fast boss with Golden Sword.
Alright, and heading up to Aghanim 2. So, gonna have a pretty quick finish to this race once we get this Aghanim completed. The only question is...
Oh, that could be a double.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to position it when...
Hey!
It's all the way on the other side of the room, but there's that double right there.
Oh, I was about to say, maybe we'll do a single, double, triple, but no. Not even a little.
Blue ball's gonna ruin that. There it is, that Aghanim kill right there. Now we're gonna be going into that dream fight that Nintendo fanboys across the world have been waiting on. Yep. Luigi versus Ganon.
I still have Zelda 1. The Ganon and Zelda sprites can be changed with your main sprite. Which
I just want to point out, Strumpet picked up that red cane and just kind of looked at it. He's just kind of like contemplating, why is this happening?
Why is this happening to me? He's ditching out. Like he's already been bitten by leaving a pendant. He's gonna do it again. He's right this time, but like his opponent's not finished. So I guess at this point he's like, okay, maybe my opponent actually screwed up more than me somehow, because I would feel very bad right now.
Yeah, that could be kind of your saving grace is,
yeah.
Did my opponent make the same mistake as I did? Especially not seeing that dot, well, I guess that finish, since we were using a different format. But, once he does see this relatively quick finish from Zaphod as he's halfway through phase 3, he's going to probably realize, oh, the Hera play.
This is one of those scenes that make you hate Randomizer, by the way, when you make these plays and you're like, man, why did this not pay off today? This just feels bad. And then you just load up the next seed and you're like, I like Randomizer again.
Nice. Zapod actually getting the double after doing the torch glitch. Kind of hard to pull that off. Very precise timing for hitting Ganon.
Well, also Ganon ended up moving exactly the way he needed to make this a very easy fight.
But yeah, with that, we do have our winner. I don't see the official time yet, but Zapod will be taking this race. Going into a 4-1 win record, our record for week 5. So Luigi now has the Triforce. What does he use the Triforce for? Next time on Legend of Zelda Randomizer.
Hello everyone, we should be in Zapod in here momentarily.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, we do have
He's already here.
We have him here. He's already ready for it. Congrats on your win, Zapod.
Thank you.
So, how did you feel about it? See, if you're wondering, knowing where the fire, or doing all of Hera is what did it. Strumpet left after finding the lamp.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, looks like,
So, apart from my gauntlet execution, I felt pretty good about that.
Congrats on your win, Zapod.
So, how did you feel about it? See, if you're wondering, knowing where the fire, or
So going, yeah, obviously, Pendant Hera was the big play this time. Getting the green pendant and then leading to the mirror. Do you usually, in your other races, do you like the full clear pendants a lot early on, or was that kind of a different gamble that you took for this particular race?
Well, I actually do usually full clear the pendants, but I guess it worked out this time.
Okay, I figured as much. It's always a smart play to do that early on. You never want to have to risk, that.
Especially since it was green pendant at all.
Oh yeah, definitely the extra item on top of the 2 in Hera. Agree with that completely. Yeah, Strumpet if he had went up to Death Mountain initially, didn't go into Hera. They eventually went into Hera, found the lamp, and then dipped after finding the lamp to do Desert and Palace Darkness, and then eventually ran out of locations to get the pendant or get the.
I was
mirror,
planning
so.
I was planning to do no, not Hera. Palace of Darkness a lot earlier than I did, but there was just one small problem. I couldn't pay the freaking monkey. I have no money.
We were thinking that too. We were like, you know what, Palace could be completed very early on, and Strumpet.
And it had nothing.
What a weird seed to not have any progression in pod for how early it was opened up to. It's not something you generally see very often. I do want to ask though, what made you decide to go into Swamp over Mire when it came down to finding that Red King?
I think it was just, well, more items, and, well, the fact that I was doing the purple chests and that stuff right at the same time. So I figured, hey, I'm right here. Might as well do it.
Yeah, it's very efficient routing, be able to do kind of all that all together, and definitely paid off as Mire did not have anything, unfortunately, as Strumpet did go in there looking for the mirror, or even something to lead to that fire rod too. So I mean, you played extremely great. I came in kind of late into the race, unfortunately, but from everything I saw, you played very well to see. Your execution in the gauntlet was really great. We are all kind of enjoying it in chat, especially the ether kill and Stalfos. So definitely well-earned win by you.
Thank you.
So going into 4-1 means you just have one more win to get that bracket entry, and I'm assuming you're going to be that's what your goal is at this point, right?
Yeah, pressure's ramping up though.
Yeah, fortunately, you do have 2 more weeks, so Definitely, you know, from the level of play that we saw from you today, I would expect you to see that you make it to the bracket 100%.
Well, thanks for the confidence.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen you grow since what the relatively low start in the fall qualifiers. You're in the secondary. If I remember correctly, not the best score at the start, and then you just kind of blazed through brackets, did well in Insanity, and now you're here, sitting at 4-1. Literally just one more match in the next 2 weeks. That's it. That's all you gotta do, and then you're in the brackets.
Zelness has been fanboying about you
Hey,
quite a bit about this race.
I think I've commentated like I think I've commentated like a bajillion of matches at this point, just by accident. I like to pop up people who aren't as well known. Also, yeah, programming note next week's, and he finds his. Gotta find that key though. Programming note. The tournament is going to be a little bit weird. Next week is RPG Limit Break, and a sizable portion of the runners will be at that event. So to accommodate those runners, plus Memorial Day and Mother's Day, the next week of the tournament is actually going to be 2 weeks long. So matches are going to be a bit more spread out than you're used to, viewers.
So with the 2 weeks, obviously it does give kind of a benefit to some of the runners, you know, depending on their matchups, gives them more time to maybe research their opponent. For you, Zephod, you know, are you one to maybe take your time to go do your race, or do you prefer to just get it out of the way regardless of, you know, who your opponent is?
Well, I actually don't know yet. I don't particularly care.
Strumpet, just about to finish trying to fight, having a little bit of trouble with that Master Sword, as he did skip the Tempered Sword.
Yep.
After finding the Arcane. Fortunately, you know what? He may not even find his Tempered Sword if he does the Dark Magician route.
Very few people do that route nowadays, I feel like.
But we will see very shortly. It does have Master Sword, does have Silver Arrows, could be a Master Sword Ganon. We'll figure out very soon. So I don't personally have any other questions for you, Zephod. What about yourself, Zelness?
No. Good show. Good luck, and enjoy a week off if you decide to take it, or take it next week from the tournament stress.
All right.
Yeah, and definitely congrats again on the win. You're more than welcome to stay with us if you want until Strumpet ends. But if you do have other stuff, we're definitely not going to keep you here.
Okay.
All right, so Strumpet finds his final crystal. Going to be heading into Ganon's Tower as well. We'll see what route he decides to do. You know, Zelda was correct in that Dark Magician route isn't too popular anymore, but it is still technically something that some people will do. So if he does do that, he will find his Ganon's Tower big heat pretty fast, but also runs the risk of, you know, having to do that Master Sword Ganon. Now, also, I believe this is our final match of the night.
Oh, is Strumpet gonna do? Nope. Okay, I thought he was gonna do Tower.
Oh. That would be cool if there was a key there and he went right to the right side.
You're correct. There's no super late night matches tonight.
Looks like our next match will be at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow in Dawn Vineyard and Seven Sins. I want to say that's a 3-in-1 match as well. That will be on Speed Gaming 1, so it'll be a nice little break. maybe watch some of the other races that are going on Speed Gaming. There's that
Exactly.
Temper Sword. Okay.
Yeah, there was a temper sword for sure. Yeah. While we're seeing the Dance Tower items again, I'll plug a few tournaments that are just started or whatever. I know there's going to be Bloodborne and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze starting soon. I'm in the volunteer Discord, so I can see when volunteers are being got together for those. So those are 2 tournaments. If you haven't seen the new Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze speedruns with FunkyCon, they're so crazy. If you are a fan of 2D platformers, my goodness, that is a hype to watch game. And then Bloodborne is Bloodborne. Mega Man 2 GB tournament started. If you've never seen those, if you don't know why is there a GB tournament, why is there a Mega Man on Game Boy? It is basically Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3. Why did that block?
That was strange.
I've never seen
I
that
saw
before.
that.
Okay, good. Good, okay. As long as we all saw that. If you've never seen a Mega Man on Game Boy, they are essentially, if you take Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3 and put them together, then that creates Mega Man 2 Game Boy. It's great.
Not Mega Man 5, for those familiar with math, unfortunately.
No. There's 5 portable Mega Mans, 3 based on the NES games, and then there are 3 GBC games called Mega Man Extreme, and they're remixes of the SNES X games. Other than that, I don't think there's any other new tournaments started, but there you go. There's your speed gaming programming.
Yeah, it's always I love watching these other tournaments. Not really knowing much about them. It's so great to see just such high level skill. I've been watching a lot of the Kirby Return to Dreamland tournament too.
I think that one's ending. I think shortly.
I think it just ended like a day or 2 ago.
Okay. Yeah, really, that was really fun. Yeah, honestly, that's the best thing about speed gaming: finding new speedruns to watch and play. And if you haven't started a speedrun before, it's a really good way to get started. Is to keep an eye on the upcoming tournaments. See one that's coming up, like a couple months down the line. Join that tournament Discord. Join the tournament, and just learn the speedrun for it. There you go. Does that way you know a few things. 1, there's an active community. 2, somebody probably made resources for players for the tournament. And 3, you'll have an easy ability to watch and learn other people who are actually practicing. So all the things that you need to make speedrunning a little bit easier.
And coming from an nerd community, from completely separate than Zelda, people love seeing new runners. They'll do everything they can to help out new runners. So definitely would recommend, if you have any interest in any games, regardless if they're on speed gaming or not, just dive right into it. You're gonna have a good time. So now that kind of eliminated the lull in action from while Strumpet makes his way through Ganon's Tower, going to be picking up his big key here on the right side in chest. Also going to probably be chest number 20 as well. And he'll be making his way up to the gauntlet very soon. And there's that 20. So if you guess chest number 20, when Strumpet entered Ganon's Tower, you are a little late on guessing for the game, but you at least feel validated in knowing your guess was correct. So the real question that has to be on everyone's mind now. If Strumpet knows that Zaphod has already finished, are we going to see the Bugnet Aghanim 2?
Maybe.
That's something I've practiced in the event that I lose a match before entering Aghanim. Just to at least show off a little bit of swag.
I just pull it out sometimes, even if I'm winning, I don't use it. I just until the end. I just chase the bat around and try to catch him with my net.
So you heard it here, folks. Zelness likes to give up viewers' hopes and dreams on killing Aghanim with a bug net.
Hey, I chase Aghanim around with a butterfly net. It looks cool, cute.
You also heard it here, folks. That Zelness likes to chase around bats with a bug net.
You played Resident Evil. I don't know. I tried to think of something, and I can't remember any Resident Evil memes right now.
You heard it here, folks. I play Resident Evil. But Strumpet, doing good, pretty good at this gauntlet.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the blue Zazak room, a little bit tricky with just the silver arrows. They do like to move pretty fast, and with all the conveyor belts, it's a little hard to get that precise hit in. this jumping, I love this jumping Stalfos.
Yeah, that Stalfos
it's entirely painful for the runner, but it just seems leaping all over the place.
I don't know. He was going crazy today. Never seen him hop that much. Usually just means like one big hop and just like runs away. No, today he was like, no.
Just misses that one cycle landballs, unfortunately. Can't shoot out another arrow until the other one has hit the wall. And Sleepy, our tracker, keeping us honest by pointing out there is no net as it sits over in the graveyard ledge, unfortunately. So it's going to see that normal Aghanim kill, I imagine. Oh, barely gets that fourth Wizrobe kill. Probably just a few frames short of him teleporting, or at least disappearing. Fortunately, Magic Blink is very OP, and Wizrobe is a mage, so we now know why that has happened in the Warcraft universe. Zaphod may be looking for a butter sword here by picking up these other two chests. We know that won't happen, but between having tempered and silvers, butter sword does not really give too much of a benefit. You can still, yeah, you're right. It's hard to mix up these names. Strumpet, not Zaphod. Zaphod has already finished the race. Anyways, butter sword does not give too much of a benefit. If you know how to do temper sword strats on Ganon, as you can easily do one cycle phase 1 and 2, getting that double spin on the trident. So at this point, the only thing it would help you with is probably killing Moldorm, which really isn't much of a time save whatsoever. Oh, I didn't see that actually on the first on a Zaphod's Ascent, the final bottle being in that final chest. So nice little place to find that red potion, just in case you are a little bit low on health going into the Ganon fight. Here's that Aghanim fight. I like this position that Strumpet puts himself in. Gets that 3. Very beautiful setup for that. Oh, it gets the 2. Unfortunately, the spin goes away right as the third. The third one does disappear. And then the blue ball gonna ruin that 3-cycle Aghanim, but it should be a pretty easy kill. Right here? Yeah. Oh, okay, so I guess the first one wasn't 3. They hit at the same time. Aghanim 2 goes down. Strumpet will be heading into his Ganon fight. So while Strumpet does enter his fight, just want to take a chance to, make sure that, if you enjoyed what we see from both our runners, definitely go ahead and shoot them a follow. I see plenty of rando from them coming up in probably the next month and a half, and probably more. Both runners I've seen play quite a lot of rando, so even if you're just looking to maybe see kind of the different routing decisions that a lot of runners take, or just improve your own game, I would recommend shoot them follow. I know they appreciate it. I know I appreciate it when I get follows after my races. It makes me feel like I did something right, and like I said, we're gonna see plenty more rando from them in the coming weeks. Yeah, and there's that very clean one cycle from Strumpet using the Temper Sword. Nice little Ganon teleport to that corner, lets you set up those double spins with relative ease. And as Strumpet, enters that final phase, gonna get that one silver arrow. Probably get another one in here. Oh, don't get hit. Oh, that was pretty close. And there we go. There's that final hit with the silver arrow into Ganon, meaning Strumpet has completed this race. Probably going to go up to the Triforce and look for cauliflower recipes, since that seems to be the hot topic for our chat right now. But I don't think the three goddesses do know anything about cooking cauliflower, so they're probably just going to give us that GG instead. Congrats to Strumpet for finishing kind of a dirty seed that he had to experience.